Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the channel. This is Maverick here, and today we're going to be watching episode 6 of Sangatsu no Lion. So, last episode, unexpectedly, we learned a lot about Rei's past, right? Most particularly, how his actual parents died, how he was brought into the custody of Koda, and raised there to be this, shogi prodigy, and as well as his relation with his I don't even know how you could call it, right? Because he wasn't actually formally adopted. I guess pseudo siblings, proto siblings, right? Or the lack of relation thereof, since he's not exactly on good terms with them. And I made this discussion in regards to whose fault it was and whatnot, and there was some interesting feedback from you guys as well. In particular, how Western or Eastern cultures view this same sort of situation. But anywho, I do think that we're probably going to be seeing them, these siblings in the future. If I had to venture a guess, Rei's probably going to patch things up with them and whatnot. Normally, these anime or these works go this kind of way. But if I also had to venture a guess, I'd say, I predict them to arrive in around episode 11. Right, so near the halfway point, so that we have something to look forward to, some drama to look forward to going into the second half of the season. I'd be really surprised if they literally show up within this episode. Which, what exactly this episode will have, I'm guessing maybe they're going to go back to some character introductions, or perhaps we're going to have our first actual arc of the series. In any case, let's get into the episode to find out. Alright, I skipped the opening, and let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Child of God Part 1. Hey, it is an arc. Watch it be a 1-episode arc. You're with the sisters again? Oh? And trip? Oh. That's nice. You need to go out sometimes, Rei. That's for sure. Why don't you just live in with them, Rei? Maybe you can pay them rent or something. Massages. Grand Shrine. Anywhere is fine. That's fine. I totally understand. Study camp. Study camp? Is that like one of those field trips? He doesn't really have friends in class, does he? Yeah, okay, they're talking about those sort of field trips. Normally, for someone in Tokyo, it'd probably be going to Kyoto or something. Kansai.
確かに対局は月に数回だが、それは野球やボクシングでいうところの試合と同じようなもので、じゃあスポーツ選手が試合のない日に何をしているか。
Train?
そう、答えはトレーニング。棋士もスポーツ選手も同じ。試合のない日は練習や勉強をしているのだ。先人たちの残した星の数ほどの棋譜を調べ、並べてみたり、同じ棋士仲間で研究会を行って、新しい戦法を検討し合ったり。でもこれじゃお前、何のために高校入り直したのかわかんないな。ですよね。
That's true, though. I mean, plenty of people working in the entertainment industry in Japan decided to forfeit high school. Drop out of high school. I mean, once it's confirmed that they do have a job in the industry. So is that actually Kyoko? I kept on thinking that was her mother, so I think... Yeah, it's Kyoko. Alright. Because it's true? I mean, you do have rivals, you do have senpais, you do have people that care for you. So, in a sense, that is true, isn't it? By the way, this is a pretty decent, condo, actually. Especially with a view and everything. Not bad. Because you don't have something to look forward to. I agree. But to me, the hassle was because I have a job. Oh, so he's actually talking about when he first got here. I mean, that's obvious, but I'm just saying. That's why my comment about his rival and senpais doesn't really apply yet. Hmm. Okay. Ah, he's swimming. Like literally or figuratively?
泳いで泳いで泳いで泳いで泳ぎ抜いた果てにやっとたどり着いた島。
What?
ここまで来ればもう大丈夫だ。ここにさえ着けば
Figuratively, right?
ここにさえ居続けられれば、あれもこれもと多くを望まなければ、停滞を受け入れてしまえば、思考を停止してしまえれば、もうここはゴールで、
Hmm.
そしてもう一度嵐の海に飛び込んで次の島に向かう理由を僕はもうすでに何一つ持ってなかった。
Okay. I mean, yeah, I definitely kind of see where it's going with this. Ooh, it might really be a one episode arc here. Eh. Oh, who are you?
なんて寒そうな名前なんだろう。初めて見たときそう思った。
You dude?
でもその初めてがいつだったか思い出せない。
I mean, this is in the past, so he might have changed his appearance now, but I don't believe I've seen him before.
そのくらいずっと前から当たり前にそこにあった。そうや当時
Okay, that confirms it. Oh? Did he become your goal or something?
僕たちの国の神様の子供。今日はサッカーボールみたいなあのおにぎりじゃないんだな。他にもう外は寒いか。ここだって寒いだろうハリー。桐山、見てくれこれ。新しい将棋現代。乗っちゃった。詰将棋交差点。本当だ。すごいじゃないですか。ああ、なかなか綺麗にできてますね。3一角2三玉1三金同桂。
Huh. So this sensei actually likes shogi as well. Okay.
2六桂同金2四馬まで13手詰めですね。作るの1週間解くのは一瞬ですよね。
Yeah, he is a pro.
プロですもんね。そうや名人か。すごいな今期も。新清流翔もうすでに
Oh, he's really the top dog.
どんな人なんだ。
I believe those three tournaments are the most prestigious in shogi. I think it's three tournaments. Or is it four?
見たことなら。クラスも違うし、今タイトルはほとんど宗谷名人が持ってるから、トーナメントで会うことももうほぼないですし。俺と同い年なんだよな、この人。でも10代の頃から全然
Yeah, he looks super young.
なんかこう時間が止まってるっていうか不思議なんだよな。初めて見たのは俺が中学生の時の中学生プロ誕生って特集だったっけ。
Middle school professional. Same as this dude.
こと初めて見たのもこの本の同じ特集で。
Fifth in history. Alright. Is that true in the real world as well? Somebody actually mentioned this before, that uh, Rei is actually considered a prodigy in the shogi world, like even in real life terms. Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is actually referencing to real life.
全て名人になるかタイトルを取っているけれどその5人目である僕は
期待してますよ。あなたは未来の名人と言われてるんですから。天才もたまには不調くらいあるよね。おいおい、どうしちゃったのさ。しっかりしてよ。未来の名人なんだからさ。天才とか言われていい気になっちゃってるんじゃないの？
So he's just interpreting their words in a more negative sense.
僕はすごくないです。全然すごくないんです。ほれ、やるよ。勝つ。ほら、あれだ。
Fried pork.
勝負に勝つってね。
That was a pun.
じゃないの。多分この場合は己に勝つだな。ああ、そうか。先生、連敗のこと。さてと、桐山、来月になったらもっと寒いぞ。お前もそろそろ教室で食べられるように。つっても教室で一人で食べるってのも目立っちゃってあれかな。辛いよな。だから先生、オブラートに包んで。で、あ、そっか。破けてるんですね。先生のオブラートって。きっと。あ、じゃあ俺が一緒に食ってやろうか。先生、と思うんです。
I think you need someone to not be subtle with you.
成績はいいんだけどな。でもお前がもう一回学校に入ってきたのって勉強がしたかったからじゃないよな。多分。言い当てられて何も言えなかった。
You wanted friends? A normal life?
1月、僕に3つ目の黒星がついて
Okay. We're really
飲んだような気持ちになった。
we're really jumping back and forth here.
頭では分かっているのに動けないのはなんでだ。勝つ理由がないとか言いながら負けると苦しいのはなぜだ。中途半端だ僕は。何もかも。
Because you actually do have the heart of a competitor.
レイちゃんレイちゃんも商店街？
おい、
私もね、本屋さん行くんだ。一緒に行かない？レイちゃん最近来ないね。ゆうべ餃子だったの。
Wait, is this in the past or right now?
美味しかったんだから。
In the past, right?
うんか。
Alright, alright. Ray's treat.
買ってあげようか。
いいよ、悪いし。
いや、いいよ、全然。100円だし。はい、どうぞ。
It's literally a soft drink.
ちゃんやっぱり元気ない。レイちゃん泣いてた。涙がポロポロして。
Okay, so it's actually now.
思い出しちゃった。
Alright. I can't.
レイちゃん最近来ないね。そうね。でも今は少しそっとしといてあげましょう。そういう時もあるものよ。
Oh, or is it going to go full circle into the beginning of this episode? Okay. Mm. Yeah, that's how it is. I see.
レイちゃんはいつも静かで大人っぽいけれど、でも泣き虫なところもあるから心配なの。だから
You're a good girl, Hina. You're a good girl.
一緒にご飯食べよう。
Huh? We ended? That was like way too fast. Alright, I see that there's still some... There should be some actual stuff after the ending. So, let me skip ahead real quick. I'll see you guys in a second. So yeah, there we go. We still got about 2 minutes left. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, part 3. Alright. What?
改めて思った。このひなちゃんという子は小さいけど優しくてとてもしっかりしているのだ。
Yeah.
でも中学生に心配される高校生って一体。
That's because you can't get your act together, eh?
ひなちゃんは妹の面倒を見て家のことも手伝ってお店の手伝いもして、あかりさんなんてみんなの世話をきちんとして和菓子屋さんの方も銀座のおばさんの店も手伝ってみんなものすごい頑張っているのに。そうだよな。なんで俺は俺のことだけで
Get up.
いっぱいいっぱいになってしまってるんだろう。情けない。
First time inviting a boy. Oh. Oh, never mind.
あの時のひなちゃんの好きな。お友達かな。ここをどうぞ。僕はもう行くんで。
This is funny. This is hilarious. Is this guy jealous? Or something?
まずい。何を話したらいいのかしら。スポーツマンとなんて。
Alright, the nerd versus the jock. He's jealous, isn't he? Alright, see you guys in a second. Alrighty, quite the interesting episode that we have this time, although also quite a bit confusing at times. I still can't really figure out like what exactly the timeline is supposed to be like. Maybe it's just me, but I can't really tell whether or not it's, you know, literally right now, or it's maybe a few months prior, or something similar to that, right? But anyways, let's talk a little bit about Ray first, right? Because I think it's fairly obvious, you know, just judging from what he was describing in this episode, even if you knew nothing about him before and whatnot, you know, even without his past and so on and so forth, he's in depression, right? He is literally in a state of depression. And it's really, you know, these signs are really obvious here, you know, having no energy, not wanting to do anything, just wanting to sleep all day, you know, no desire to do other stuff, so on and so forth, no real desire in life, having a hard time, you know, actually doing something, even though you can literally do anything, right? It's not like he's living in poverty or not. He's not. He's a professional. He has money. He's just not really, he doesn't really have the desire to spend it to better his life or whatnot, right? It's you know, it's it's something that a lot of people actually go through. I feel, especially for those that are natural introverts, right? Which Ray clearly is. I'm actually an introvert as well, and let's be honest here, not to generalize, but I think most people who are sitting here watching anime are probably more or less introverted than extroverted, right? So, we love to stay indoors and there's no specific desire to interact with others. We can literally, like, it's not like we don't like people, it's just that we don't try to go out of our way to interact with people and say, hey, let's go somewhere, right? And really, combined with Ray's situation here, where he has basically a free reign on life, it makes for a very dangerous combination. I'll be fully honest, I actually experienced something similar to that near the end of my college life as well, during a time when really, classes are sort of optional in a sense. You're already in your fourth year. You pretty much know by that point, how whether or not you're going to, or in what kind of manner you're going to graduate and whatnot. And professors are generally more lenient towards you as well. Also, less classes, and at the same time, a lot of my college friends at that time were either not really going to school that much anymore, or having their own lives and whatnot. Right? I didn't have a girlfriend at that time. Just broke up a few months earlier or something like that, and literally get up and decide based on my mood that day whether or not I want to go to university, whether I want to go to school, to class, and if not, just, I don't know, stay in and watch YouTube and play video games all day, right? But yeah, that's especially, with the way to get out of it is by having self-discipline, right? Or having some goals. Now, thankfully, I am by nature a little bit more of an ambitious person. I did recognize at that time that what I was doing was completely unhealthy for myself, so I actually went out of my way to find stuff to do, to find internships, to find some different kinds of competitions. My profession is in business. I seeked out some business competitions or whatnot. I try to make myself busy, right, with clubs and whatnot, giving myself an excuse to go to university, to get some things done, to leave my room, right? Because I also rented a room by myself, rented a flat, and so it was literally only me, right? I didn't have any housemates or anything like that. So it's really easy to fall into this spiral of not wanting to do anything and just keeping it there, right? Because doing anything takes out a lot of energy, and etc., etc. So it really takes either some kind of goal or self-discipline to follow a very strict regimen to get your life back on track, in a sense. So I feel like that's what Ray is also lacking here as well. Now, again, I'm not really sure, all these things that he's talking about, it's probably back in the past, I'm guessing, since now he's actively interacting with these with this household, with these sisters and whatnot. And like I said, he does have rivals, he does have good senpais, so I think he's already out of this sort of funky state. But I think it might also possibly be because of that Soya dude that was introduced here as well, right? Like, maybe that's sort of lighting a fire within Ray. He actually wants something out of shogi now, instead of just treating it as a job to earn money and with having no interest in it. You could make the parallel to, I guess, working part-time jobs, like at a convenience store or something like that. Not really, it's not really something you want, not something you're really interested in. You're just doing it to get by. You're doing it to get by life, right? So if he actually does develop this sort of passion, or at least this sort of competitive spirit, that's going to motivate him. That's going to get his life back on track, right? People do actually need that. I hear a lot of times people saying that, oh, it'd be nice if they could just, not have a worry in life and just lounge around and read manga, watch anime, play video games all day. Although it sounds great in theory, honestly, you're going to get bored of it pretty quick. Like, it's really not some. If you're doing it without any purpose at all, like, even if you really want to play games all day, unless you're doing something like streaming or trying to make trying to make something out of it, if you will, or having a goal in mind, like speed running or something, you're going to also fall into the same depressive state. So for those, now, not to be preacher or anything, but I do feel like I'm probably older than a lot of you guys here who are watching my channel. So if you do find yourself in the same state, do make an effort to try to find some goal in your life. Not even necessarily having to be it doesn't really have to be what conventionally we view as being a good child, being a good boy, being a good girl, and whatnot. But at least having a goal for yourself, if you will. So yeah. Although I guess for most of you, I'm assuming that this anime actually does touch upon this subject and how he eventually turned his life around and whatnot. So perhaps if you've already watched this anime to the end, you can those who were already in this state before have already gone out of it, right? Hopefully. So yeah, that's my observation in regards to Ray. What else here? Oh, sort of on a tangent here, but something I noticed here. So at the very beginning of this series, if you guys remember, because I literally got into this right after Shigatsu wo Kimi no Uso, right? Your Lion April, right? So looking at the protagonist here, looking at Ray, I thought he had a lot of similarity to Kosei, right? Now, as by the second episode, it's very clear it's not the case. But within this episode, looking at the scenes where Kyoko was talking with Ray, and that kind of smirk, that sign of condescending tone and whatnot, it actually reminded me a lot of another anime work, a really old one, and that is Evangelion. Actually, it kind of reminds me of Asuka and Shinji right now, right? And considering that the two are also, one is I guess abusive in a sense. They're trying to cover up her own weaknesses and whatnot, or her own insecurities. I feel like maybe that's also what Kyoko is going to be the story with Kyoko in a sense. And then we also have this this sort of depressed dude who really has it good in life, honestly, but he's trauma. He has some past trauma and whatnot, and he's in this depressive state. He's also, not really being able to work himself out of it, but needing some outside help as well. So I do kind of get this parallel as of right now, even without knowing more about their story, right? Whether that proves true or not, I don't know, but it's just something that I instantly drew upon when I saw Kyoko with that kind of pose and using that kind of tone, right? It definitely gave me a lot of nostalgia. So yeah, there we go. That was my review of episode 6 of March Comes In Like a Lion. I'll see you guys next week. See you then. Bye bye.